So this chapter is pretty wild. We get to see a new updated stat list of Jin Woo, so all of his abilities. We haven't seen one since before his fight with the giant snake, and we get some more action. Stick around until the end to see that. It's really, really cool. And we are also getting to see another character that we haven't seen for a while. We didn't know what they were doing, and they come back. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into chapter number 17. Stick around till the end because there's a big surprise. All right, so chapter number 17, it picks up the with Jin Woo. He had beaten the snake that he was fighting in the previous one, so he was in the instant dungeon. If you don't remember, quick recap, he was stuck there for a little bit, and he was just fighting mobs for a while until he fought the boss, and he beat it, so he's just laughing on the ground. Hopefully there isn't another boss. And I think we got that figured out quickly. An alarm pops up saying that you have slain the swamp's ruler, Blue Poison Fang Risaka. So yeah, our boy Jin Woo did it. He actually did it. And now we're back to the current time. So his clothes are ruined. His sword looks like it's been completely destroyed. And he is beat up. And it doesn't look like he has a status recovery available from his daily quest. So, yeah, some bad news. But some good news is he got some rewards from beating the snake, the swamp ruler. He got a better blade from the one that even Mr. Kim had, that he had been using previously. The dagger looks to be made from the fang and not even the bone of the snake. So some attributes come along with that. For instance, there's an effect on the dagger that can cause paralyzing. So if you get slashed with this and the chance lands on the paralyzed ability, then you're stuck, you're not able to move. And I feel like this can be a pretty useful ability for him to have in his back pocket. Like if you think back to Skyrim, and when you first got the paralyze ability, it made a huge difference, because you can instantly stop somebody, which is basically the same as like defeating them. So there's a likelihood of that. And then there's also a bleed effect, which will make you lose health over time. And it looks like you lose 1% of enemies lose health over time, so they lose 1% every 1 second, and the attack stat seems to be twice as high as the previous dagger. So yeah, Jin Woo's pretty astounded by this. And then he also got some other items too. It looks like he got some venom from the snake, the Risaka's venom, which is an item class A, and I didn't say previously, but the Risaka's fang is item class C, so the venom looks to be more important or more valuable. So it's just a potion. And it's a pouch that contains Risaka's purified venom, obtainable by defeating the Risaka. So it's usually unlikely to drop, but its ability is that drinking it will give you hardened skin and make you have higher defense, but it will lower your strength and make your strength stat go down. Not too good. And the specific effect is Risaka's Steel Scales, and it's minus 20% physical damage. Also pretty helpful. And then the debuff would be weakened muscles, so that's minus 35 strength. Pretty big negative effect from that compared to the positive. You might want to use it if there's a big attack coming at you that you'll most likely get defeated by. That would be a good time to use this. And now another alarm pops up saying that the boss has been slain. So Jin Woo beat the dungeon, and now the interior is going to revert to normal. So now at this point we see the subway start to kind of come back, the real subway, and the fake one sort of gets deleted, kind of like something that you would see in Matrix. It just goes down, like the wall is destroyed, and now we are back to reality. So the lights are back on, and it looks to be a lot warmer than what the previous subway looked like. And we're back in Hapjeong Station. So Jin Woo, he is now leaving the station, and he's just going up the stairs, heading towards the public, towards the surface. And he's even wondering what time it is now, wondering if the time goes at the same rate in the dungeon as opposed to out. And then as he's thinking this, someone walks up and he asks, "Who are you?" And the next panel shows who it is, and it's a soldier. So for some reason, a soldier with a gun is asking him, "How did you come out of there? Didn't you hear the broadcast?" So this is kind of confusing. Like, I wonder, when I was first reading this, I thought that Jin Woo, when he was attacking all the monsters in the subway, those weren't monsters, that they were like actually people, and there was like something, people had the subway on like quarantine because there was, Jin Woo was causing a wreck down there. But I don't think that's what happened. The soldier asks, "Didn't you hear the broadcast?" But yeah, even Jin Woo's surprised that there's a soldier out here. It's kind of uncommon. It looked like there were some regular pedestrians when he was entering the cave. So he asks what happened. And now the soldier's yelling at him like, what are you saying now?" And the soldier sees his sword, and he sees that his clothes has also been torn up, and also that he's tired, and he asks, "Could you be a hunter?" Jin Woo says, "Yep, that's right. But," and before that Jin Woo can finish his sentence, the soldier says, "I'll guide you." So obviously something's going on in the town, for there to be soldiers around walking, and getting people rounded up. So yeah, he guides Jin Woo away. And as they're going, he's telling him sort of what's happening. And it looks like there is a lot of damage, and something has been going through the town, like wrecking vehicles, and it seems like there's monsters, bodies are laying out across the town too. And he says that it looks like there was a gate that opened up nearby. And Jin Woo asks, "Did the monsters come over?" Soldier says nearby monsters have been taken care of, leaving only one big monster to deal with. So all the fodder has been cut down, and now we're left with what survived, and that is apparently like a stronger monster. But due to Jin Woo's senses having been increased by the dungeon, all the level increases that he got, he actually can see the aura of the monster in the city. And he looks over, and it looks like there's light coming from the center of town, like really bright. Maybe this is like the aura, the power, or the curse energy, however you want to put it, that Jin Woo can now sense at this point. So he's gotten quite a bit stronger since before the instant dungeon compared to now. So now we finally get a glimpse of the boss, the one that's causing destruction all over town. Seems to be a stone golem, and it has like lights that are illuminating the cracks in its body. So it maybe is like a lightning golem, something like that. And it's massive too. Not as big as the statue that we saw in the instant dungeon, but it still looks to be towering over these hunters that are trying to hold it off. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're just barely holding off this monster. And the army is blocking off a barricade to keep the civilians out of this area where this fight's going on. But the hunters are struggling with this monster. It seems to be in a stalemate. They want to beat it quickly, but it's just not happening. They're low leveled, and they can't really get a good hit in on this monster. And there's apparently a lot of damage that's been done to the town, because people are saying like that's a lot of damage. This is going to lower the value of the land, which is kind of like the last thing that they should be concerned about at this point. And the hunters are running some sort of strategy on this beast. One of the people are yelling healers to heal the tank. So there's kind of a strategy being used right now to fight this monster. So they're all trying their best. Like, there's a lot of panicking again going on with this thing. People are asking, what are the damage dealers doing? It's not doing anything. Its defense is too high, and if they had more magicians, then this would be a bit easier, but since they have what they have, they're not able to get anything done. And now Jin Woo rolls up to the scene. He says, he's thinking, have all these hunters been called here on short notice? And that the communication isn't working. He even notices that their ranks are too low, saying that there's around 8 E ranks and 1 D rank. Kind of impressive that he can know the ability of these monsters just by looking at them, or of these hunters. So that is another information drop that is sort of telling me that Jin Woo gained a lot of power in the last dungeon. Whether the stats show it or not, he is a lot stronger. But yeah, looking a little bit more at how they have this strategy set up, Jin Woo's able to notice that since the tank can't deal any damage, they're just going for a battle of attrition. And it doesn't look like a battle of attrition in the hunter's favor either. The healers are low level. It looks like there's 2 D ranks, and then there's one. And it's actually Jin Woo. So there's another healer that's not really doing well, and it looks like it's Juhei actually. They're yelling, "I need a healer," and then we see Juhei here again. So she's already on the scene, helping at this fight. Apparently not doing much because they're telling her to get to work, to start helping. They said, "You said that you were a level B rank. This is not a B rank healing. This is very low level." So they're telling her to work. Why are you spacing out? and she's freaking out. They're thinking, the other hunters are thinking, what's going on with her? Juhei is acting like a bad team player. But then we see kind of a little bit of what's going on with Juhei. It looks like she can't get over the double dungeon, the monster that was in there that caused Jin Woo's double awakening. That big statue is just ingrained in her mind, and whenever she sees it, it causes her power to fluctuate, and she can't seem to get a hold of things. And so Jin Woo is saying even after a week, she's still not over it. He says that's to be expected. And then he also, but before he can finish the thought, he says no, and he instantly gets into he gets that look in his eye again, he's gonna be doing some business right now. He's standing on business, and that he has to overcome it. So he's not gonna let this trauma hold him back. So I kind of like that. I like him as a main character so far. He's living up to the hype. So what Jin Woo does is he kind of pulls his sword to his head, and then he gets in a position where he has his legs spread out. He's analyzing the boss now, saying that it's only a D rank, and compared to the boss he fought just now, the snake, this one's a lower rank. If he can lower its defense, then they can win. He's yelling to himself he can do it. He needs a blow that can pierce this rock. So he spreads his legs out. He takes his sword back behind his shoulders, and he's about to throw it in sort of a javelin type fashion. And he does pretty much that. He extends his arm, pulls it back, and you can see his muscles in here. They're already looking really defined. Like he looks like he just had a pump. And he throws this javelin with insane power. Like, it goes flying towards the beasts. The hunters are freaking out. They're saying if this goes on, we're all going to be finished. If a high level rank hunter doesn't come, then it's the end. And some of these low level hunters are saying, no, like this tank is getting beat up. The tank's going to be defeated at this point if whatever like help they have doesn't come. And yeah, they're all panicking. Even Juhei's panicking. Like, what are we going to do? The hunters are looking at this monster, and that attack that they were looking for comes at the perfect moment, because you see in one panel there's dust that appears right next to the cheek of the monster, and then a giant explosion happens next to his face, and it seems like it blows this rock face up like pretty much in half. The hunters are really excited. They're saying, the attack that we had used, it worked finally. The monster starts collapsing. The hunters are continuing their fight just a bit more, they're saying. And the rock monster falls. So that's pretty much the end of the fight. The hunters are yelling to themselves that we did it. Thinking that this was mostly them. But there is one hunter that is a little bit suspicious about this. He's saying, like, what changed, Was there something that had happened that we didn't see? This is suspicious that the monster instantly fell. And he kind of starts to see things a little bit more clearly. He says, no, the attacks that we were doing did nothing. Something just flew in and hit the monster. Something did it and made it fall down. And so he's looking around the rubble, and then he notices a sword, a broken sword that's pierced into the ground. And of course, it is Jin Woo's sword that he threw. So this guy knows that there was someone else there. And then they realize that it was defeated by this sword. It was nothing that they did. So that this hunter is freaking out. He said, who did that? He even yells to the army men, like, what's going on? Was someone here? He responds like, yeah, like, what's up? You talking to me? He says, like, did you see who threw this? And instantly the soldier rats Jin Woo out. He says, oh yeah, some dude over there did it. So the mystery wasn't alive for long. But we see an after image of Jin Woo, so he pretty much just darted out of there right when the person was asking who did that. The hunter is looking in amazement, like kind of surprised too. And everyone's shocked. Everyone's shook by that. And the hunter even says that this had to have been from a high-ranked hunter. And now we're back with our boy Jin Woo, thinking that it shouldn't have fallen from that low of a hit. Like, he wasn't even putting all of his power into it. Maybe its health was lower than he expected, which I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that he's just gotten stronger from that last dungeon. Whatever he did worked really well. So hopefully he'll start grinding in some more dungeons soon. But yeah, and then we see Juhei, and it looks like she might have caught an image of Jin Woo. She says, like, was that him? But I don't know for sure that she'll be able to tell that it was Jin Woo. She looks like she's pretty tired after having exerted herself during that fight. So we'll see if she uncovers it. And the last panel of this chapter is a status image showing Jin Woo's most recent stats. And let me just say, these are pretty impressive. He's level 18 now. His strength is even higher than what we had predicted previously. It's level 48, and every other stat is level 27. So that's basically the end of the chapter. Juhei is a kind of a beast now with these stats, though. So I think I like that. I didn't really expect the soldier to be there or what was going on with him, if he was gonna like attack Jin Woo on sight. I'm glad that that didn't happen. That would have been like a weird turn that I'm not expecting in a story like this. Not saying that I wouldn't want a surprise like that. I think that would be great if the artist could roll with that. I think it would be great if that happened, but I've yet to see. Right, a lot of times these types of stories, like, they have to start out with, like, story building, and then as things progress, that's when more dramatic and drastic actions start to be made. So yeah, I'm ready for that. And most importantly, I want to say thank you for sticking around all the way until the end. I hope you all have a beautiful day. I know that you all are great and trying your best. Can't say you're perfect because no one's perfect, but we're all trying, and we all just got to do our thing. So stick around if you're enjoying this. I'm gonna try and put another video out tomorrow, and leave a like. I'd always appreciate that. And yeah, have a great day. All right, peace. Surprise.